Hey guys, my name is Edgar Ciceros. This here is Nina. She is a 2013 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. She has an automatic transmission, 410 gears, and is currently sitting on 37-inch Nitto trail grapplers. Now today what I'm going to be going over is the AEV Procal. I'm going to go over some of the things that it does. What are some of the things I personally use it for, and who I recommend getting this product. Now, a couple of the things that the AEV programmer does, AEV Procal does, is it lets you reprogram several factory settings, starting with tire size, gear ratio, one-touch lane change, daytime running lights, low pressure settings, a smart bar indicator disable, the sway bar, and it also clears diagnostics trouble codes. Now, the things that I used it for was, first and foremost, was to reprogram for my tires. I went from the stock 32s to 37s. When you reprogram for a tire size, what you're actually doing is you are ensuring that you're getting proper speedometer reading, your odometer is functioning properly, and it resets those automatic transmission shift points. Now it actually, when it does all that, it also shows a little bit more accurate reading for the miles per gallon. So if you bumped up to 37s, 35s from the stock tire size, it could actually show, like mine sometimes showed I was getting 10 miles per gallon, and it was completely off. Now, before I programmed the Jeep for the tires, what it would do is, while driving, it almost felt like the Jeep was in tow mode. It was continuously searching for that, a fourth and fifth gear, and I have the luxury of having the new Jeeps, the new 2012 and newer Jeeps, the automatic transmission. You can select, what gear you want. And so while driving, whatever speed you're driving, I actually help the Jeep out by shifting into the next gear. Now, if you have a older model Jeep, 2008 to 2011, you don't have that automatic transmission. You don't have that ability to select what gear you want. The other thing was, what I got it for was to disable the Tpms sensor. Driving around, it doesn't bother me at all, but if you have taller than stock tires, even if you have the stock wheel and you have the Tpms sensor, what you do is you lower down your air pressure, your PSI, so you get proper wear, so you can properly wear down your tires, so it's not just bald in the middle and the side knobbies are brand new. And sometimes the Tpms sensor light will come on and it'll ding and it'll stay illuminated for the rest of the time. Again, for me, it didn't bother me. It was just I didn't care for it. But for some people, it's just they don't want to see any lights up in the dash. So what you can do too, though, is instead of disabling it, it could actually lower down the Psi Threshold. So whatever stock is, I think it's 33 Psi. For this Jeep, I believe the stock Psi is 37. So if you go below 33 or 34 Psi, the light will come on. And you can easily set that to a lower threshold. With the Procal will let you lower it from 22 Psi to 29 Psi. So if you don't want to completely disable it, you can lower it down to those numbers. Now, it also does reprograms for tires from 24-inch tall tires to 54-inch tall tires, so it pretty much has you covered. One thing I haven't used it for is to set an idle that's higher, but you have to have the Procal with you to, let's just say you wanted to use it for winching and you wanted to stay at a higher idle when you're parked or whatever. While winching, you have to have it to plug it into the Jeep. Now, you don't just have to have taller tires or aftermarket wheels to to use to benefit from the Procal. Like maybe you live, in an area that you have a set of tires that are for you to drive in the summer, and then you have another set for you to drive in the wintertime. Now, if you don't have TPMS sensors on those winter tires, when you slap them onto your vehicle, the TPMS light is going to come on. Or if they both have TPMS sensors in them, it's still going to show up because they're not programmed to the Jeep. So the biggest thing that I benefited from is probably the shift points. It actually felt back to stock. It wasn't struggling just driving, on the road. So another thing that you can use the AEV Procal is for when you re-gear. Now, 2007 to 2011 Jeeps, you do not need an AEV Procal to re-gear, but the newer Jeeps, 2012 and newer, you need the AEV Procal because the Jeep has to register that you're getting those those lower gears in your Jeep, or else if you don't, the Jeep will go into limp mode, and because it doesn't know, it actually thinks there's something wrong. So it's a must if you have a new vehicle, a new Wrangler with and you're gonna re-gear. I'm not re-gearing yet, but in the future I'm ready. I prepped, so all I have to do is set those dip switches and forget about it. Let's talk about how easy it is for you to use the AEV Procal. I'm not gonna go through all the steps on how to use it, but so the little package comes with obviously the actual Procal itself, and the Procal is kind of small, if you guys can see. It comes with a little cheat sheet or a quick reference guide. Now, all you got to do is the AEV Procal comes with dip switches. Now, you follow this little chart here, and let's go to the TPMS sensor. Okay, so if I wanted to disable the TPMS sensor, all I had to do is the first 3 dip switches, put them in the up position, and the rest of them put them in down position and connected. It's that simple. I really thought it was going to be a little more difficult than, flicking up and down these little dip switches. I got this AEV Procal from the New Earth Jeep dealership in Wilmington, North Carolina. I got it for a pretty good price. So so far I've liked it. I have it if I'm going to re-gear in the future. If I wanted to take advantage of their setting to a higher idle for winching, all I got to do is carry it with me. Now this is a 2010 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. It has TPMS sensors, but these wheels and tires came off of a 2013 Rubicon, and the TPMS sensors aren't set to this Jeep. So, and this is what will happen if your PSI, if you run lower PSI for a taller tire. So this was going to show on your dash. So what happens is it dings once or twice, and then the little TPMS sensor indicator will flash a couple of times, and it'll stop flashing and it'll stay illuminated for the rest of the time you're driving the Jeep. But like I said, this will happen to anybody who has their PSI set to lower than what's recommended for the Jeep, or for those people that have 2 sets of wheels. Maybe they have winter tires and they don't have TPMS sensors or aren't programmed to their vehicle. This is what it will show.